Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Hornets Live. Is that sound terrible or what? Are you good? Okay. All right. Sorry, guys. Some technical issues here. Is that coming through? Or are those swapped?
I don't know.
Test.
It's coming through.
Okay. I don't know how it's coming through on the other end. It sounds terrible in my ear. I don't know if I have them backwards or not. They might be backwards in there. I told you I wasn't sure. Ooh,
This one's real loud.
His is good. Check 3.
Keep talking.
Yeah, we are pretty much. Sorry, guys. We're working on some technical issues. Test. I'm on 3?
Test.
How am I on 4?
You don't have anything in 1.
Oh, well, that makes sense. Okay, just kidding. Hey, we're good now.
Sounds normal.
Now it sounds good. All right, sorry, guys. All right, good evening, everyone, and welcome to Hornets Live, presented by American Pie Pizza. And thanks to everyone here and to everyone watching live on the Natural State Sports Network. And, of course, we're going to be here every week at American Pie Pizza of the regular season talking with the Hornet coaches and players. And remember, every Tuesday night here at American Pie Pizza, it's $2 Tuesday. So get over here to 9709 Maumelle Boulevard and join us for Hornets Live and $2 Tuesdays. This thing is still sounding weird to me. I don't know why. Coach, how you doing tonight?
I'm all right.
Yeah? So we've got some good stuff here. We've got the Ed and Stu's Barbecue Pizza. Again, I want to say thanks to Tamsy and the folks for bringing us the great food and giving us the space here to talk Maumelle football. So, thanks to everybody that's here, and thanks to everybody watching online. And you guys make sure that you head up here sometime this week and come see our friends here at 9709 Maumelle Boulevard and celebrate a little bit of homecoming week here with some pizza or some wings. So, all right, Coach, we're just going to jump into it. It's we'll just get started. 1-4 now, a tough loss, but 4 losses by a total of 14 points.
Yeah, I mean, when you're 1-4, they don't care how it happens,
Yeah.
And we've lost some close games. We've been right there in it. All I can say is, the guys have stayed the course. We've got, a really good pulse in the locker room. The kids are working hard. And I'm just hoping we learn from it and we overcome these close games and we make it, we make it count. We learn something from it. We make it count.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to help, too, to have so many seniors and a good group of senior leadership on this team as well to just kind of keep things a little more even keel, I would think.
Well, absolutely. I mean, there's a lot of things that have happened so far this year that we haven't, we didn't draw it up like that. We thought with the schedule we played, at this point in time we would have a winning record. We felt good about all of our matchups so far. We didn't know how the Bird matchup would be, but that ended up being okay. We could very well be 5-0 right now. But, as the way it went, we've kind of found a way to lose some close games, and, at the end of the day, we have to improve on that and, find a will to finish it off.
Yeah. Well, we talked before this, and I'll tell you, I went through and was pulling highlights and trying to have a good time watching the broadcast back. And I usually watch these broadcasts every time. So my system, whenever I sit down after games, I usually watch the broadcast about 4 times. I've got a highlight watch, I've got another highlight watch, and then I go back and just try to kind of make sure we didn't do anything wrong, if anything we can fix. I think I watched it like 1.5 times this time. It was not because of the loss, just because of the way we lost. It was one of those games where you felt like you were right there the whole time, and just little things here or there that we could have done a little different or could have finished out would have made the biggest difference in this one.
Well, absolutely. I mean, red zone offense is the biggest highlight I had from it. We were on the doorstep 4 different times, had opportunities to score, and we only came away with 10 points. It was one of those games that, the pulse of the game, we were just talking about it, was kind of like one of those old NFL 1980s battle, the defense kind of dictated the game. But, we were able to move the ball offensively. We got in the red zone, and I think the biggest point of emphasis for us is cleaning up red zone penalties and execution.
Yeah, it seemed like a lot of pre-snap issues at times, and I know you talked about it early on. Defense ruled the way of the game, really ruled the whole game, and then field position also. It seemed like Little Rock Christian, especially through the first quarter, Little Rock Christian kind of started around midfield, 40-yard line, and we'd get a stop, but then we'd end up getting the ball inside the 10 or around the 20-yard line each time.
Right, we got some first downs, and we were just never really able to drive the entire field. As the first half progressed, we kind of were able to flip that a little bit. but really, poor execution on offense the first half again, and the last time that happened was a Bologna game.
Well, and key is Will play this highlight here of the pass from Pierce to Dez. This was a big piece of finally flipping the field and a great executed, well executed play and a well called play here, as we found Dez for a big gain that got us down into scoring position after Little Rock Christian had went up early 6-0, and missed the extra point on the bobbled snap. And so that was a big play to really kind of energize the guys a little bit, I think, there.
Well, absolutely. We knew we needed to take a shot, and, it was something we put in specifically for their defense. We thought, it was a good attack. It's a well-executed play. Weston did a good job of reading his cue and making a good throw, and Dez did a good job of running his route effectively.
So after that, we get down to the 7, but of course we talked about it. 2 pre-snap penalties cost us 10 yards, and then we'd still get points out of it, but it was a 29-yard field goal by Brookhagen, and we'll play the field goal here. It's got to be nice though to have a guy that you can rely on, especially in a tight game like this that really could have come down to field goals at the end, and Brookhagen looked solid in there knocking that one through.
Well, John's not your normal kicker. He's also one of our tight ends. He plays on special teams other than just kicking, and he's a good player for us. He's a senior that's got some fortitude. But when you get in the red zone, your end goal is not to kick a field goal. We want John to kick, but it's an extra point. We watched it as a collective unit offensively, and it's we were first and goal. And we had a false start. We were second and goal after running the ball on the first down on after that penalty, and we didn't execute a pass. So it gets you behind the 8 ball, especially that particular drive. We had 2 false starts in the red zone, and you have 2 false starts in red zone. We're happy to have had 3. Because it's hard to score once you get in the red zone. You get 2 false starts, and so that's shooting yourself in the foot.
Yeah.
That's by definition, that's shooting yourself in the foot.
Yeah, and I felt like it was a big story of the first half, and you and I talked about it too before we came on air. Was another big piece of it was that old school '80s defensive struggle of a game, a 16-10 final, obviously. And it really, you were going to have to drive the ball down the field unless you could link up on a big play. And right here we'll see where Little Rock Christian was able to hit a big play to Cooper. And Cooper kind of was their kryptonite in this game. He seemed to find himself open a lot, or plays like this where I thought Knight was going to intercept this. It was a close play, and somehow that ball fell in. And that was a big play to kind of get them moving down a little bit and get some momentum back to Little Rock Christian side.
Well, they're a good team. We're a good team. They're a good team. We knew it was going to be a good matchup. I don't think I don't think they executed well offensively either. I'd say that they probably had some similar conversations in their offensive room too, just because our defense is tough, and they hit a big play there, kind of like what we hit with Dez, and you're not gonna boat race a team that's a good defensive team, and you're not gonna have an over-the-top pass that ends up in a touchdown very often. Mm-hmm. It may be a field flipper, it may be a big play, but both teams did a good job of keeping people out of the end zone.
So the defense would step up, though, after that, and Max Pace makes a big play as they were able to get into the red zone. And, again, kind of the same situation as us. Couldn't find their way into the end zone, which is a good thing here, as we were able to hold them as Pace makes a great play, steps inside and knocks this one away to prevent what would have been a touchdown there and force Little Rock Christian to kick a field goal to go up 9-3.
Yeah, Maxwell Pace has been a starter for us for 3 years. He's a good player. He's seen a lot of football, and I'm not surprised by the play. And it was a big play at the time. We talk about 3rd and long on both sides of the ball being kind of the difference maker. You're on 3rd and long on defense, you have the upper hand. You got to get them off the field. When it's 3rd and long on offense, anytime you can execute and get a first down, then you've won a major battle.
Yeah, so the rest of the first half, or at least the last little bit of the second quarter here, would be a little bit back and forth. We thought we were going to get a stop, and the defense would get a big stop, stepped up big, and on a 3rd and 19. But unfortunately, a penalty a roughing the passer penalty would keep that drive alive, and a touchdown later, a 16-3 lead at the half after the roughing the passer penalty, and that put Little Rock Christian up 16-3 at the half. And what was the feeling at the half there? Is obviously it was really, the defense played well, and like you said, the offense just seemed a little out of sync and couldn't really get any drives down the field, any continuity on offense.
Well, I don't want to be quoted on anything I said at halftime, but we the offensive group we came outside of the locker room that we were being held in. We let the defense have the locker room. We thought we needed to be out there to get everything on the table, and I think a lot of it was just it's a big game, and some of these guys haven't been in a game of that magnitude, and you can't have the big eyes. You can't have the starstruck to where you're not running your route as fast as you need to. You're not focusing enough to stay disciplined and not false start in big situations. And it wasn't like we were super far off. We were able to hit some big plays. We were able to run the ball. And when you're able to run the ball, it opens up things. And so when it was time to dial it up in the pass, we had to step up our game. And I think the guys responded to a degree. We played a lot better offensively in the second half. We didn't have that, big-eyed look on our face. But at the end of the day, we got to come out and play an entire game. If we do that offensively, I don't think with our defense that there's going to be too many teams that are going to be too much for us.
Yeah, and it was something that we noticed. I know Andy and I on the call, we noticed in the first half is, Weston just seemed to be a little off, just a pace off here or there. There was a throw that he hit Speckton in the Bird game, and it looked like he went back to a similar play on that drive where we ended up getting the field goal, and it was just a step off. There was another pass, I think, to Rod, just a step off, and it just seemed like, and I don't know, you'll speak to this obviously, but it seemed like in the first half, maybe the first game of conference, the 3-game losing streak, maybe, in the heads, but just a little bit of, just maybe not completely there on the offensive side of the ball at times.
Well, it seemed like we were out of sync the first half. I thought we settled down in the second half. We were a lot better. But we're a whole lot more capable than we're showing right now.
Yeah, no doubt, and we've seen that, obviously. We saw that at times, during the Valonia game, being able to make that comeback, and then really in the Bird game when the offense really got to going with all the receivers. We've talked about that, so that was big. The second half was a lot of the same. The defense played really well. Obviously, the 16 points in the first half, you didn't allow them to score again in the second half. After a big throw from White to Cooper, the defense makes a huge stand, and then Little Rock Christian misses a field goal, which we obviously missed on the broadcast somehow and said it was good, so we were giving them 3 extra points there. But I thought that would be the turning point. We get the offense back on the field, down 2 scores, and I felt like the team, maybe the energy was back in the stadium.
Well, we knew if we come down and score, they weren't able to move the ball hardly on our defense. They hit maybe a couple of passes, but really their second half, they were really, non-existent. That's how well our defense can play. And we really felt if we got in the end zone that last drive, or either one of the last drives, that, we were going to win the game 17-16.
Mm-hmm.
We really felt that way. And, the guys were fired up about it. It was right there for us. It was an opportunity.
Well, at that moment, and I'll say this too, our crowd, our fan support was phenomenal. I kept kind of, from our vantage point, we could see the whole Maumelle side. And we had a great crowd there. So I know that definitely helped keep you guys energized, especially in a season where we haven't been able to be at home in front of that big crowd. Sure. And so the offense puts together a great drive that went to the end of the third quarter, aided by this clutch play on 4th and 11. The Pierce to Rod connection hit again on 4th down. And this was a big play just to get us in the end zone after this.
Well, we tried to run this exact same play earlier, and we didn't put Rod in motion, and so it kind of came busted play. We knew we had it open. It was something we saved for situations like that, and Weston to Rod's a big connection for us, and be able to put him in motion and get him in space like that. Weston hit the target, and it was a big play for us. At that point, I was really feeling like this is. Let's go ahead and punch it in, boys.
Yeah. So a couple plays later, we would do that. We'd have, as we started the fourth quarter, Weston would take this RPO, run it to perfection, and scramble into the end zone. I think it was one of the first times we've seen him yank it back out and run it around. I think Andy had maybe called for it about 4 times throughout the game, and it worked that time and got the touchdown.
Well, I'll use a quote from our offensive line coach, Coach Chambers. He said, "You got to be a willing runner." Weston does a good job being a field general out there, and he really caught him squeezing too hard on the goal line. That's the best time, when you catch guys squeezing, trying to stop the run, because we are able to run the ball effectively. And when your quarterback can do that, that's big time.
Yeah. Unfortunately, though, that'd be the last time we would score. And with around 6 minutes left in the game, we'd get stopped on a 4th down try deep in Little Rock Christian territory. Again, another one of those red zone opportunities that got away from us. Was there any thought, though, in that scenario with 6 minutes left to bring Brooke Hangett out and kick a field goal?
It was suggested by one coach, and I responded to it in a negative way. I didn't think the field goal was the option there because it's a high school game, and, I'd rather take my chances on 4th down to try to win it, or get a lead, as opposed to kicking a field goal and not knowing if you get the ball back. How many times you've seen an NFL game, they punt it to Brady or and somehow the other team scores, and so, or is able to stall it out. So to me, we had to take the opportunity when it was in front of us, so we were trying to go for 6.
Yeah, and with 6 minutes left, you never know. Obviously, you still just needed the one score. So, I mean, in that scenario, and we would get the ball back. And, that final drive, we saw a little bit of getting Amari Rogers in early in the game as he had a nice catch. And then you had a deep ball that you tried for him that just got overthrown. And then on that drive, you were able to hit him over the middle to keep a drive alive. And then I thought for sure that final pass was going to get to him, and the Little Rock Christian defender just made a good play and was able to get a piece of it.
Yeah, Amari's a big target. He and Weston are the same year. They're both juniors. They played a lot of ball together, and they have some continuity between them. And, they work well together. For the most part, Amari's using our run game, but he's a big target too. So when we're able to get him into routes that he can do and he's comfortable with, he's a weapon as well.
Well, it was a tough loss. Obviously, we've talked about it, but hopefully we're washing these away. We've got 5 big ones left, and the rest of the season in front of us, playoffs in front of us, and the rest of 5A Central play. So, a lot of opportunities in front of this team, and I think that's probably got to be the message as we go forward is this is really just the first game of conference play, and we've got a lot of momentum we can continue to build for the next 5.
Well, our guys are hungry. Nothing's changed. As a matter of fact, the last 2 days, our Monday, our usual Monday, and then today being our first contact practice of the week, our best 2 days of the year so far.
Well, it's an exciting week. It's homecoming week, and in what better way to celebrate homecoming than being on that nice new field, which we'll get to look at here in a little bit. So, but Coach, we'll wrap things up right now, take a break, and when we get back, we're going to be joined by our offensive and defensive players of the game, Andrew Big Baby Chamblee and C.J. Murphy. Right, now Dyer Jones to his right. White looking, he surveys, low snap again. He's looking to his left over. Ridings will go in motion. Ball's off his hand as he snapped it early. Wasn't ready for it, and the Hornets are all over him. C.J. Murphy back there on White. White gets the snap. He will hand it to Jones. Jones trying to get the left side and paces right there. Bounces him back. Now Dyer's going to change his direction. The Hornets are ready for him. Great job by the defense there as Jesse Knight comes in on that one as well as Pace and Whitley. And Pierce looking to his left. He steps up in the pocket, throws. He's got a guy wide open. Wide open is Dez. Dez across the 40, 35, and pulled down finally at the 30-yard line. A huge play for the Hornets. Soft cast on his hand. They'll hand this one to Crawford. They do go back to the left. Nice hold to the right, though. A good cut by Crawford.
About 5 or 6, maybe.
Yeah, he's inside the 10. Ready to kick this one. Snap. Kick is up. Looks good. And it is good. Down the middle, and the Hornets get on the board. It's 6 to right. White looking, he surveys. Low snap again. He's looking to his left over the middle and knocked away. Great defensive play by Max Pace. Pierce, he'll hand it to him. Nope, faked it. Yeah, what is happening? Oh, they did the shovel again, and they got me. Horton gets me every time with that play call. They went this one up the middle. Jones is met in the backfield. Now he bounces back the other way, and Mosby trying to push him back. Get him, baby. Atta boy. The Hornets pull him down at the 20 for a 10-yard loss. It's Knight. Looking, throwing up over the top. Got him. Rod makes the catch, takes the hit, breaks the tackle across the 45 to the 46-yard line, and that'll be a McClarty Nissan first down for the Hornets. Low snap. Oh, look at Nika ball. Oh, man.
Oh, that a sack?
That's for sure a sack. Hands it to Jones. Up the middle, he is speared, but going to go back the other direction. The Hornets are ready for him as McClure, Murphy, and a host of other Hornets swarm him, and he'll be taken down at the 6. He will throw. Looking towards Cooper. Now chasing him down. Harrison's got him. Hornets have got him in the backfield.
Yes, sir.
And a boy, Jordan Harrison.
With the
Close to
predator on
getting
the
that
back
one.
end.
No
Look,
chance
short
for a
kick,
return.
short
Bounce
kick, get
backwards
it.
and right out of bounds. No, it came back inbounds. Oh, he picked it up. That's Pace. Pace across the 40, 35-yard line. What a smart, heady play by Max Pace.
Pace is like the coverage is pretty solid.
Now he's got good time here.
There you
Throws got a
go.
man open. Caught inside the 5 and out of bounds at the
First
2.
down.
But that'll be a McClarty Nissan first down for the Hornets. Big play there and a great throw by Pierce. We'll give it to Canlin. Hope he keeps it. Can look great job by Pierce. Touchdown Hornets as Pierce ripped that one back out of the belly. Out. Oh, Harrison was there. And a nice tackle out in space by Rawls. Good job by Trevon Rawls to get a big tackle. All right, welcome back, everybody, to Hornets Live from American Pie Pizza, presented by Natural State Sports. I want to mention the official sponsor of the Maumelle Hornets, Dio Vanucci and Cornerstone Home Lending. In this real estate market, it is imperative that you work with the best lenders to ensure you are in the best position possible when making an offer. Dio and his team will ensure you have a great experience from kickoff to the closing table, so text Dio to 36260 and get your home search kicked off today. All right, so joining me now are our offensive and defensive player of the game, Andrew Chamblee and CJ Murphy. It's good to see these guys in the trenches here getting some love. How are you guys doing tonight?
Good. Great.
Yeah, all right. So I'm going to start with Andrew. And, man, we've had a fun run since basketball season and now through football season. But this is the first time we've been able to get Big Baby on the mic. How's it feel to have the headset on?
It feels good. It feels good.
We're just getting you ready for them catfish hole moments, man. That's all it
yeah.
is. That's what it is. So a lot of expectations you guys put on yourselves this season. We've talked about it, a senior-led team, a player-led team. And, 1-4 obviously isn't where we thought we'd be at this point. As one of the leaders of this team, what's been your message to the team this week getting ready for this next game of conference play?
Definitely just get our stuff together and just got to play as a team. That's the biggest thing right now.
So we talked with Coach a little bit, and obviously some of the bigger issues, and he talked about, you let the defense have the locker room, the offense had to stay out during halftime, talking about the red zone stuff. Do you guys as an offensive line take that, do you take that personally when you go 50? You talked about it when you first came in, you go 50% inside the red zone. Do you guys take that personally?
Yeah, we definitely do, but when it's our own mistakes, we can't really get too big on it, but we still get mad at ourselves.
Well, and that's understandable, obviously. I mean, the strengths of this team are you guys right there in the center. Obviously, this is a very good team, a lot of good skill position players, great quarterback in Weston. But the trenches is where it's at. And I know you guys have been bugged. When are you going to come interview the offensive line? And we were really hoping to get all of you guys up here, and it's going to happen before it's all said and done. But, it's got to be, I could see it being fairly frustrating in that moment to know, if we could just punch it in one more time, we've got this handled, and now we're in a totally different position, and we can say goodbye to that 3-game losing streak.
Right.
So it's no secret how talented you are. We all know that. But I wanted you to talk about the rest of this offensive line, because this isn't your everyday high school offensive line. And it's funny that I say that now. We have a lady come in here and go, I thought he was in college. And so, but in terms of size and athleticism, not just size. You got some big guys, obviously, in guys like Stroud and Kevin Hamilton. And then you fill that out with Forte and Yancey on that offensive line. What's it like playing with an offensive line of that size and that much talent?
Well, we're definitely more like a family. We come out and eat together and everything like that. So it's just real good. We got a good chemistry playing since youth football and stuff like that. So it's really good.
So what's your favorite part about playing offensive line?
Definitely the pancakes, or even climb up to the linebacker knockdown block. Best feeling.
Pancakes are a lot of fun, and I'm going to tell you, you've got a really, really good PA announcer that is going to get his. He's going to break himself in this week. Aaron's going to do a good job, but he loves the pancake block. So don't be surprised the first time he yells that over the PA that's a pancake block. And I think one of his favorite ones is what was it, the deuce cake. So when you get 2 pancakes in one, so just wait. He's going to give some love to the guys in the trenches for sure.
Yes, sir.
Who's a player that you try and model your game after?
Really, that's really hard to say. I just think of myself in youth football. I could do everything, so that really just came back with me. So
Gotcha. So we've seen Big Baby on the basketball court and on the football field. But what does Big Baby enjoy doing when it's not athletic?
Gaming, really.
Oh boy, what's your game of choice?
Call of Duty, Rocket League, anything really.
Okay, I've got an 8-year-old that thinks he's a gamer, so we may have to link up and let you teach him a few things. So all right, one last question. It's not Maumelle related, but I'm curious because Hog commit. They're 4-0, ranked 8th in the country right now. Are you surprised by how quickly Pittman's been able to turn this thing around, and just how excited are you to head up there and play on the Hill?
Not one bit. Ever since he walked in through the door and talked to me for the first time, I knew he's going to do something special real quick. But hopefully we can beat Georgia, get that number 4 spot or something.
Absolutely. Actually, we'll take their 2 spot. Let's
yeah.
Go on up. Get on up there. All right, man. So let's talk with our defensive player of the game, CJ Murphy. Welcome, CJ. How are you?
Thank you. I'm good.
So we've had one side of the line in here. We've had Nico over here. Now we get CJ in here. How much fun is it to go to war every night with those guys on that defensive line?
It's amazing.
Yeah. Good group of guys to play alongside of, right?
Great.
Yeah, Harrison's a big time piece. He's very, very stout guy there in the middle. What is it like being able to to know that you've got those kind of guys beside you? But not only that, we've also had we have James Whitley here. You've got great guys behind you as well. Talk about just a lot of what goes into that defense and just how much fun it is to play on this defense.
It's a lot of trust, and that's really all I can say. It's a lot of trust.
Well, so great game against Little Rock Christian. You seem to find your way to the ball quite often in this one. And this defensive line is big and talented. What do you enjoy most about playing defense?
Getting tackles for loss.
Yeah?
Yeah, and just going to war with my brothers.
You had a few of those this week. You were able to get in the backfield several times. It's been a very long road to finally get to play a home game. We've been traveling. We went, 225 miles, whatever it was, down to Shreveport, Louisiana. A neat experience there. But how excited are you to be able to play in front of a packed Hornet Stadium this Friday?
Very excited, yeah.
So this question's to both of you. What do you think about the turf?
It's great. It's amazing.
Took too long, but it's good to have it now.
It's been nice to be able to practice out there on it.
Oh yeah.
Get to actually get some use out of it. I know we got out and took a look at it. It was really nice. We'll look at it here in just a bit when we get Coach back out here. But man, I appreciate you guys joining us. And I told you it'd be quick and easy. No, nothing too difficult. So I do want to ask CJ because I asked Andrew. Outside of football, what is CJ's interest? What does CJ like to do outside of football?
Like he said, gaming. Yeah.
What's your game? That's everybody now, man. Gaming is the thing.
It's fun. I'll say GTA and Call of Duty.
See, I'm gonna go way back. I'm gonna date myself a little bit, but back once upon a time when the internet was like just being invented and stuff, and these kind of games were just being invented online. NCAA football, which hopefully is gonna make a comeback real soon. I was like top 5 in the world, so I'm just gonna brag for a minute for like a week, and then I sucked again. But I was like, that's all I ever did was play video games and go to work. So, but that's my one claim to fame, top 5 in the world. I'll take it. So, all right, guys. Appreciate you guys joining us this evening. I'm going to let you go enjoy. I think you probably already devoured all the pizza over there, but we got some more for you if you want to take that. And we'll see you guys Friday night, and we're going to talk with Coach about the start of this next conference game coming up. Appreciate it, guys.
My name is Brandon Aker. I'm the owner and pharmacist here at Aker Family Pharmacy in Maumelle. So here in our pharmacy, we like to focus on a hyper-personalized relationship with our patients, and that continues into our service sets. So we offer free delivery, curbside vaccinations, as well as custom compounded medications, including extended hours as well. I think you don't know the level of intimacy that you're going to get with your patients until you really get in it, and I can't imagine doing anything else.
All right, welcome back, Hornets fans, to Hornets Live from American Pie Pizza. And I have put in my order for that Pizookie, and since no one else will order me one. So make sure you head on over to 9709 Maumelle Boulevard or head to www.americanpiepizza.net and get yours. And I want to say this real quick before we get started. You guys, if you're in the Maumelle area, you're looking for a part-time job, full-time job, looking for something to do, and you like really good pizza and wings, I know the folks here at American Pie Pizza would love your help. So come on up and see Tamsy and get your application in, and she'd love to have the help. All right, Coach, it's finally here. Homecoming week, and we get to go play on this beautiful new turf on our first home game of the year. How excited are you to finally be in there playing this Friday?
I couldn't find a truer homecoming, to be your very first game of the year that you played at home. But that's where we're at. I mean, these guys have battled through a lot of adversity, and they deserve to play on their own field. And the school's really getting behind it. Got a lot of good activities this week, and we're hoping the whole community will come out and support this team. They need it.
Yeah, I've got a couple challenges that I'll get into towards the end, but one of them I'll go ahead and say now. And make sure you guys come out and show out this Friday for all the festivities, the homecoming festivities. Do you have the time for the parade start?
They're going to start at 5 o'clock. Okay. All the festivities, and that's when our gates open too. So if you want to get there early, get a good seat, come in at 5. You want to see the parade and everything, come in at 5.
Yeah, so make sure you guys come out, support the boys, as we've had it's been a long road to get to this point as we've waited. Plus, I know that, and we'll show the video here in just a few, but I know most everybody, if you follow Maumelle Sports Network on Facebook, that you've seen the new turf video that we took yesterday, but the new turf just looks absolutely phenomenal.
Well, I don't want to toot my own horn here a little bit, but, I help with the design, but it's really nice to see it, out there. It really is. It's a modern design. One of the best you can get right now, and the district paid a little bit extra to put a layer down for concussion protocol for concussion safety, and that's huge because a lot of the older turfs or the turfs that haven't been put in the last couple of years don't have that, and that's a big deal. Concussion in sports is such a big deal right now. All that coming to light, and anything you can do to be proactive with that is huge. And so our turf is one of the safest turfs you could have.
Yeah, and on the facilities thing, I know last week we were encouraging people to check out the presentation that PCSSD was doing on Wednesday. Any updates from that or anywhere with that? I know there were some questions about whether or not that could be seen online, and I know we probably should have talked about this before we got going, and we could put some information out. But
sure, they didn't film it, that particular product, but basically what it amounts to is our track. It has been approved by the district. They're going to break ground on that soon. They also spoke about getting baseball and softball playable on campus. And then there's a bond restructure that's coming to vote in Maumelle and also any other Pulaski County school areas to where, the restructure of that bond would free up a lot of money for facilities. And specifically for Maumelle, that would mean us getting a brand new indoor and upgrading our facilities across the board for athletics.
Well, that would obviously be welcome. And I'll tell you, when I was doing the drone video that we were taking, I don't think that we don't realize it when you're looking at it from just standing there at the stadium, but there is an opportunity there with the way the baseball field sits in the middle and the softball field off to the left. There's an opportunity to really make that a pretty impressive complex if we have the ability to do so. So I definitely highly encourage you to look into that bond issue. We'll try to get as much information as we can out onto Maumelle Sports Network, as well as any other methods on social media that we can get it out to everybody. But highly encourage you to do your research on that and support this because it's huge for the program.
Well, and it's awesome too because it doesn't raise taxes.
Right.
I mean, it's I compare it to refinancing your home. I mean that's all it is. It's a bond restructuring. So there's no new taxes or anything. It wouldn't affect any of your income. And so why not make the facilities that your kids go to better? And really to stand out. We have a great school building. Always has been since it was built in 2011. Our athletic facilities have been not quite up to par, but this bond restructuring would get us not only caught up, but would put us in the upper echelons in the area.
Yeah. So this week, as we get into it, week 2 of conference play, and we welcome Beebe into the Hornets' nest, who's probably feeling pretty good about themselves after a 49-12 win over 2A Junction City. What do you know about this Beebe team that's coming in?
Well, they're well coached. Their kids play hard. I got a lot of respect for Coach Gunner. We had some battles when he was at Alma in the West when we were out there, and I know they're going to come prepared to play, and we've got to be hungry for the W. And it's not one of those deals where we can say we're this talented or whatever. Our record is what it is, and so it's time to get back on that winning train.
Yeah, and this is a Beebe team, and this is no slight at Beebe, but this is a team that was picked by many to finish towards the bottom of the conference. I think picked 5th or 6th in the preseason. And with the schedule we've had and we've played so far this season, it feels like a team that we maybe can right the ship against a little bit. There's lots of distractions this week, though, with homecoming, all kinds of stuff going on. Any concern of a letdown moment for your team?
Well, we've discussed it all week. I mean, we can't afford for that. I mean, we knew our whole season, our schedule was going to be a grind. We can't afford to take anybody lightly. This week it's about beating Beebe. That's it.
So without getting into specifics of game plan, obviously, this is a Beebe team that's given up around 30 points a game. What's it going to take to get this offense in rhythm and get some continuity this week?
Well, what we've emphasized this week in practice is cleaning it up in a red zone. I mean, we've left so many points on the table just because of mental mistakes. And so mental focus in the red zone is what our focus is this week, and, we hope that shows up for us Friday.
What's going to be the key defensively to stopping this Beebe team?
Well, our defense is very talented. It's going to be having our eyes in the right location, executing our job to the best of our ability. If we do that, I like our chances against anybody.
So I'm going to have Will play this video, and I promised the Pierces over there we're gonna figure out a way to get the video up here on this TV behind us so that everybody can see this when they're here. But let's see if Will's got it ready over there. But this is our video from the new turf, and before we close things out, so we're waiting here. He didn't realize that I was making him play this, so he was. There it is. It's there. So. But, man, I know we talked about it a second ago. We talked about, it definitely has the Horton stamp on it there. It looks great. I love the modern-looking numbers. The Hornet is centered. Will's super happy about that. But it looks incredible. Like, I had a lot of fun in this video just zooming down and out on the Hornet because it just looks so good. But I love the writing, the way the Maumelle looks, the way the Hornets look. I mean, it's a pretty good looking thing. And I know we've got some folks that we've connected with and networked with out of Shreveport from our game down there, and they've been messaging, talking about just what an impressive facility we are. And we are blessed with what we've got and thankful for what we got. But it's going to be a lot of fun to pack that place out on Friday night.
Well, absolutely. It feels great to be practicing back at home, and finally on Friday we're going to get back in front of a home stand. It's not very often you have that many road games in a row, and I know it didn't go the way we wanted it to so far, but, maybe this will be that moment, get in front of the home crowd and getting our mojo going again.
Well, this is the challenge that I'm putting out is, we've seen our Hornet faithful. They've traveled well. Everywhere we've gone so far this year, we've had a good size. We talked about it. Little Rock Christian had a huge group over there. This is the first time this season, obviously, we've gotten to play at home. But also, you think about it, last season we had limited fans that could be in the stadium. So this is the first time that Hornet Stadium has been able to be completely packed out. We'll be able to bring everybody in. The energy should be there. So my challenge to everybody this week. If you're listening, if you're watching, if you live in Maumelle, the place to be is going to be Hornet Stadium on Friday night at 7 o'clock. I'd get there early enough for the festivities, enjoy the parade, enjoy all the other things going on, and then we're going to officially unveil our new turf. So I'm expecting Hornet Nation to show up and show out in huge numbers and be loud, and let's show the rest of the 5A what real home field advantage is.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. I mean, these kids have been through a lot this year. They've seen a lot of adversity, and it would feel real great to have, all our fans there cheering us on. I just think that's the last piece missing.
Absolutely. I agree. Well, Coach, appreciate your time tonight, and along with our players of the game, Andrew Chamblee and C.J. Murphy. And we're going to wrap up tonight's Hornets Live from American Pie Pizza. I want to give a big thanks to American Pie Pizza for hosting us tonight. Be sure to come by and see them this week, as well as our other sponsors, Cornerstone Home Lending, Akel's Wholesale, Acre Family Pharmacy, PI Roofing, the Brooke Brolo Agency, McClarty Nissan, and the Brooks Insurance Agency of Maumelle. For Natural State Sports, I'm Steve Henson, and this has been Hornets Live. See y'all Friday night. Go Hornets.